Hello and welcome back to the TFL3.
Today you join us outside King's Cross and Pancras Underground Station, the busiest station on the London Underground.
Now, the week before we're filming this, there was a massive week-long tube strike that resulted in the entire network being shut down. It's highly likely that there'll be more coming afterwards.
So today we are going to be comparing three of the busiest commuter routes on the London Underground and finding alternative ways to get between the two stations, whether that be with the Elizabeth line, or the DLR, or buses, or National Rail, or walking.
So, without further ado, let's do a hard teleportation transition to Victoria Station.
Wow, I can't believe it, we really did teleport!
Now, we came on the tube, you just don't remember.
Oh yeah, you're right, never mind.
Anyway, the first journey we're going to do is the busiest tube journey that doesn't use the Elizabeth line, and that is Victoria to Oxford Circus on the Victoria line. Daniel, you're going to be getting on the tube,
Yep.
and I'm going to be getting on the 390 bus that takes you the whole way. Now, this is going to be an interesting one for me, is I actually commuted on this route for a while last month. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll see you at Oxford Circus.
Anyway.
No, this isn't a race, because obviously I'm going to get there first, so, right.
Yeah.
But we'll measure the time difference, so yeah.
See you there. So Daniel quickly popped down into the tube station, got on the Victoria line, travelled 3 stops up to Oxford Circus, and ended up right outside Oxford Circus with a total time of 9 minutes and 34 seconds. Meanwhile, I walked across the bus station at Victoria, got on a 390 new Route Master bus, travelled for a while up Park Lane through Marble Arch, then down Oxford Street, and got to the same location in 23 minutes, 52 seconds. So, as you can see, with this journey, the tube is significantly quicker, and that's something to bear in mind when travelling during disruptive periods, as no tube means more traffic. Anyway, on to our second test.
Alrighty, next up is Waterloo, which we are at now, to Bank.
I'm of course going to be taking the Waterloo and City line.
And I'm going to be getting National Rail from Waterloo East to London Bridge, and then walking from there.
Right, see you there.
Bye.
So I simply headed into the tube station, got on the Waterloo and City line, travelled its one stop to Bank, got off, went up Bank's bizarre inclined travelator, and ended up right outside the tube entrance at Bank Junction in a total time of 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Meanwhile, Daniel walked over to Waterloo East, got on a Southeastern train, one stop to London Bridge, then walked over said bridge, right over to Bank Junction, meeting up with me in a total time of 23 minutes and 28 seconds. So, as you can see, the Waterloo and City line does cut a lot of time off, and this is important to bear in mind as, of course, the Waterloo and City line does not operate at weekends. Anyway, on to our third and final test. Okay, time for the third and final test. We are here in Canary Wharf. There is the one and only tower. And we're going to be doing the very simple journey just across the river to North Greenwich. I'm of course going to be taking the Jubilee line one stop.
And I'm going to be getting the DLR through Poplar to Royal Victoria, and then getting the cable car.
Well, there you go. Anyway, let's do it.
Right, let's do it.
So, I simply walked over to Canary Wharf tube station, got the Jubilee line one stop to North Greenwich, took a selfie with myself, walked along a path, and finished outside the O2 in 11 minutes and 27 seconds. Meanwhile, Daniel got up to the DLR station at Canary Wharf, got the DLR 2 stops to Poplar, and then got another DLR train 4 stops to Royal Victoria, then walked over to Royal Docks on the cable car, and then got on said cable car, enjoyed some of the spectacular views it has to offer, and then arrived at Greenwich Peninsula and walked over to rendezvous with me outside the O2 with a total time of 40 minutes and 27 seconds. So with this one, as you can clearly see, the tube is absolutely essential to having a quick journey between these two locations. Although we need to admit that there are probably quicker ways of getting between the two locations without using the cable car, but we just really wanted to use the cable car in a video. But anyway, as you can see from the times we got, the tube is much faster than any of these alternate routes that we proposed. However, it is important to note that in the event the tube is completely shut down, these alternate routes will take significantly longer, as all the tube traffic will be forced onto other modes of transport like regular trains and buses. So there are a few caveats you need to bear in mind when using this, so don't take this as verbatim. We just thought it would be quite fun to work out just how much faster the tube is over other forms of transport. Anyway, to me and Daniel outside the O2 to wrap up the video. So, there you go. There are some key travel tips of what you need to do if you're a commuter and there's a tube strike.
Of course, a lot of these routes will take quite a bit longer, but it's what you've got to do. Do bear in mind, of course, that a lot of these will be more crowded than usual, but at the very least, at least the cable car got some use.
Good to see that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks to the supporters, and we'll see you in the next one.
Farewell.
Bye-bye.
Go Pats.